And on the outside lane, the third German in the field, and a contender for a medal, certainly Arthur Abele. Won European silver indoors in 2015, and he's also got a huge supporting crowd there with him. So quickly again, we've got Carioli in lane 2, Saluri 3, Distelberger 4, Duckworth 5, Mayer 6, Rowe 7, and Abele in 8. Expected to be the fastest heat of these 4.
Set.
Mayer and the Estonian get out the blocks very well, but Duckworth here having a fantastic race as he stays close with the world champion, but it looks like Kevin Mayer just got that on the line there, very closely followed by Tim Duckworth and Estonia's Carl Robert Saluri, I think. Mayer gets it here with 10.64 and a personal best, which is a great way to start off a decathlon, always gives you confidence. Duckworth just 100th of a second behind the Frenchman, closely behind him. And Saluri 10.68, fairly close to his personal best as well.
Excellent start there for Kevin Mayer, fully justifying his status as favourite, the man who's the world champion and the Olympic silver medalist.
And you can see here, it's showing he's got a personal best going through. Abele there with 10.86 is well within his capabilities.
Mayer in the lead, 9.42, 2 points ahead of Duckworth. Saluri close up. Of course, situation will change considerably as we go through the 10 events of the decathlon. Abele now in the long jump. Here's the German. Oh, that's a good jump. That's around 750-ish in the opening jump of the competition. Mayer, of course, opened with that no jump, but no such misfortune for Abele, the man who was 5th in the Europeans 4 years ago. Way back in 2005, he won the European junior silver medal. Has had to miss some seasons through injury. Well, that's perfect on the board there. So an excellent start by Abele, who gets out there to 7 meters 42.
That's actually close to his personal best.
And there is the situation that Martin Rowe of Norway had the best jump, 7.61, a personal best, and Duckworth of Britain, Skoyanov of Russia, but no points there for Mayer or Brugger. Weibo, the leader in the standings, coming in here, 11th best there, so he's got a bit of ground to make up. 4 men, no valid jump.
And all of them, I mean, 3 out of the 4 French athletes. That's quite surprising.
That's eliminated the entire decathlon contingent.
So there we are, those are the points. Now, Abele. Certainly a major contender now for a medal, perhaps even the gold with Mayer gone. Good shot put through, as you saw from the personal best. And he's a good shouter too, well over 15 metres.
And he's had a really good season in the shot put this year. He set a personal best in Ratingen of 15.93, so that's very close to his personal best there.
15.64 for Abele. Best so far. And that magnificent put by Matthias Brugger, his personal best, was the best shot of the day, 15.92. Quite a number of men over 15 metres. That's just continuing the rest of them. Tim Duckworth, pretty good, in fact, by his lights, only 10 centimetres off his personal best, 13.61 to maintain his position. Kevin Mayer did not attempt, having gone out in the long jump. So the situation after 3 events is that Martin Rowe leads at 2.673, Arthur Abele 2.636, Saliori 2.629, so it is very close at the top.
As we take a look at the men's decathlon, Arthur Abele, one of the medal contenders here, with his second attempt at 193. Would be delighted with that, I am sure. He's already cleared the season's best, but he has a personal best of 2 meters and 4 from way back in 2007. And he clears it, and that is, I think, a little bit with the help of the home crowd here that he is feeling. Struggled with so many injuries in the past. He ruptured his Achilles. He's had anything you could possibly imagine, really. And to see him back competing is really encouraging.
Now then, that's the high jump. I wonder if perhaps yes, it looks like Tim Duckworth has called it today, having cleared 217, 963 points, and that means that he's now well clear, with a good event for him to come, a reasonable event anyway, the 400 metres. But of course the big shock in that event was Kevin Mayer, bottom of that lineup, did 3 no jumps, 3 big no jumps, marginal no jumps, but no points in the long jump. Tim Duckworth now has a lead of 119 points over Martin Rowe, with Samuelson now up into 3rd, and Abele, who's probably still the favourite, in 4th. Now we have one race, the fastest men in the decathlon. Vitaly Zhuk from Belarus on the outside, and Ruben Gardeau of France, one Frenchman contention with Mayer out. Then we have the brilliant young German Niklaus Kaul, best of 48.09 for this event. Carl Robert Saliori, another who's been having a fine day, the Estonian, with a best of 47.59. Matthias Brugger continuing, despite the fact that he had 2 no jumps in the long jump. Arthur Abele, now the favourite with Mayer out. And Abele, 47.98 is PB, and he wasn't far off that, 48.4 I think in Göttingen earlier this year. Plenty of support there. And Tim Duckworth, the leader after 4 events in the decathlon, the young Briton NCAA champion, 48.78, his personal best. 22 years of age. Scottish colours on his arm. So, Duckworth, Abele, Brugger, Saliori, Kaul, Gardeau, and Zuk. The last action of the 400 metres in this first day of their event in these 2018 European Championships. Duckworth in lane 2, leading the standings.
Set.
So off they go in the final event. Strong charge by Gardeau of France out there in lane 7 as well, trying to make the stagger on Zuk. But when the fair-haired Saliori of Estonia has got off perfectly well, with Brugger, the German, inside him. Duckworth has made up the stagger on Abele, and he's every point he can get against the German, because he's got a weaker second day. So, a really determined effort here by Saliori, the young Estonian, second to Duckworth in the American Collegiate Championships earlier this year. And a brilliant run. Can he hold on? Because he's been challenged on his inside. The crowd can see it's the German Brugger, but then Abele, and Duckworth is fading badly here. Well, look at the finish by Gardeau coming through. Gardeau takes it on the line. Wow, it's all changed. There's some very tired men there. Gardeau crossed the line. Brugger in second place. 47.66, much the fastest time of the 4 races, shown there on the clock.
We're seeing here with the French athlete, and again Brugger as well, both of them who didn't get a measurement in the long jump, and both of them performing incredibly well. We saw it early in the shot put with Brugger, who's coming there very strongly, and Gardeau on the outside with an incredible finish for the Frenchman. So both of these first 2 won't have a say in the final standings.
Abele, I think, can be very happy with his first day as well. But I think the objections that one might make to include the second day performances will probably show that he's still projected to win, and indeed a good season's best and close to his PB. 48.01 Abele, the clear favourite now for me in the decathlon at the end of day one. Gardo much the fastest of the 400-metre runners, and that was worth 926 points, which will be down it. But very disappointing for Duckworth, only to have the 19th best, and he's going to slip back a bit, 8:21. And of course, the high jump did get a lot of points to give him a big lead coming into that event. So it's such that Duckworth does still hold on. 4:380, quite a big lead over Abele. But I certainly like the way he's been going, and Larua in third place with Samuelson in fourth. And it's all going fine for him so far, so Dutchwood maybe can get under 14 seconds here in this race in the decathlon. Samuelson, Duckworth, Abele, Jorenia, Brugge, Jeremic, Dolezal.
On your mark.
So, into the running, Duckworth certainly got an excellent start, but so too Urania, the Spaniard, and now look at Abele come through. Abele the fastest in the field, although huge roar from the crowd, as Arthur Abele comes clearly to win. In second place was Urania, and he has broken 14 seconds for a season's best, and after all the trouble that Arthur Abele has had with injuries over the years, really good to see him back in the form that he has shown. Well, a decade ago, and he's got a time there of 13:94. I'm sure you ought to be delighted with that, Michelle.
Absolutely, it's so good to see him back. Out of the last 12 seasons, he's had to sit 6 of them out injured, so it's fantastic to see him be back on the big stage in front of a home crowd. Season's best there for him, and as you said, he is a very, very accomplished hurdler. His personal best from the European Championships in Zurich 2014, 13:55. That ranks him 5th in the decathlon over the hurdles in the all-time list. So very, very accomplished hurdler. But there you can see, doesn't get the best of start. You can see there in lane 6. That's Jeremic, Belarus getting out strongly. But now look at the ground he makes up on Urania there in second. And very similarly to Shkorenyov, hits that last hurdle pretty rough.
But they're so strong, aren't they? It almost doesn't seem to bother them.
And that certainly helped him on his way to go after that gold medal. His second day is normally stronger than his first day. We've seen it several times, and there are the final results.
Yes, Abele winning that final race in 13:94 from Urania 14:39 and Duckworth 14:55. 982 points for Abele. Duckworth will retain his overall lead in the event, but the gap is narrowing.
And actually, it's not too bad for Duckworth because he has a personal best of 14:30, so that is very close to what he can do. As we were walking around the stadium earlier, coming into our positions here, there were so many people wearing red t-shirts that say Zehnkampf team, and it is this support group for German decathletes that we have, and they travel to the likes of the Ratinger meet, to the meeting in Götzis, and of course to all the continental championships. So there's really huge support in the crowd for the German decathletes, even for Brugge, who didn't get a distance in the long jump but is still continuing his quest in this decathlon.
I'm just chatting with a few of the German journalists last night. Arthur Abele, after so many injury problems, of course there's still 4 events to go, it would be a very well received victory or even a medal.
Arthur Abele there, currently ranked in second. just 18 points short.
Yes, as I said, Duckworth still leading, but the gap has narrowed very substantially. Samuelson moves up a place to third. Cairoli moves up to fourth. Started with 40 metres 46. 674 points. Just over 100 down on Skirjanov's best so far. Clapping all around the stadium for Abele. Out it goes. Oh, it's a good one. Huge roar from the crowd. It's probably over 45 metres. That really is excellent. He really is enjoying himself out there, obviously, remaining injury-free after all these years. And the distance has just come through and the crowd can see it. And it's 45 metres 42, and that's not so far off his personal best.
And what's interesting with Abele is he is left-handed. We discussed it yesterday, couldn't quite remember how many throwers there are who throw left-handed, and he's one of the very few who turns the other way.
That provisionally puts him into the lead overall as well.
Skirjanov, the best discus thrower at 45.53 for 778 points, with Abele and Weibo making ground, both over 45 metres. Nielsen just behind them. So that's the conclusion for half the field in the decathlon. So we now have Arthur Abele leading the decathlon, 6,042. Duckworth and Samuelson retaining second and third places.
480 final attempt for the event leader, for Arthur Abele. Neither of his first two attempts came even close to clearing it, so he'll have to do better now. Nope. Also, so nearly fell in the box there, but that is a little disappointing.
It was funny, I mean, only one successful clearance, but nonetheless, 460, which gains him 790 points, given that he's got brilliant javelin and 1500 metres ability. He's still well clear in the gold medal spot, and probably 460 was all he actually needed. But of course, he'll be disappointed not to have gone on and got more points in the bag.
And it's interesting because we have seen Fredrik Samuelson struggle quite a bit as well at the previous height, who could have done better. And they are vaulting on the opposite side of where the women's pole vaulters were qualifying yesterday. I don't know what that means in terms of how the winds down there are working.
So the decathlon pole vault resulted in Skirjanov being the best vaulter at 5 metres 30 for 1,004 points. Gardo getting 520. Duckworth going back into the lead with 5 metres 10 because he earned substantially more points than Abele, who cleared 460 there. Bulgaria, no height, unfortunately, so that's the end of his competition. And those are the other men who've dropped out. And that means that going into the javelin, Tim Duckworth is back in the lead in the decathlon with 6,930 points. Skirjanov has moved up to second with 6,860. Abele still the big favourite, 6,832 in third place, and quite a big gap after them.
Here we got Arthur Abele, the German. We've seen Niklas Kaul, the young German, lead that first group of decathletes in the javelin, and now we have Abele, again a very strong javelin thrower. Comes very close to his personal best there. His personal best 71.89, and that was better than his season's best.
And that could just about seal it for the gold medal, actually. I mean, he's still got the 1,500 to come, but that was an excellent start. He may get more points, but that will possibly take him back ahead of Duckworth into the lead, because that's 68.10, 860 points. So we have to see how far the young British athlete can go, but he's got a personal best of 57 metres. So Abele there doing what was necessary.
There we can see the German, he knows The medal is within reach.
Well, there it is, the results of the javelin. Abele 68.10, Kaul 67.72 as the two Germans with the best javelin throws of the event. Just one event to go, and with that one event to go, Abele has a very big lead, 102 points, 7692 over Duckworth. Abele was such a big lead, 102 points. He's not going to lose to any of these guys by more than that sort of margin, I'm quite sure, because he's a good 1500 metre runner. That's the best, better than any of his rivals. And Arthur Abele, who's run 4:22.22 this year, and a personal best of 4:15, and what a story this is. And Michel has been telling us some of it over the last couple of days, of how he was a brilliant youngster and has had so many problems with injury. Missed, I think, 6 seasons worth of actual athletics competition over the last decade. So it's great to see him here. His rival, Kai Kazmarek, had to pull out at the last minute. So the hopes of Germany very much on this man's shoulder. Matthias Brugger might have been there, but for misfortune early on.
He's actually standing right next to us, watching that race eagerly. One of the few people standing up here in the crowd, and now everybody is getting up for that final event.
Great to see the support. Of course, as we've said before, the Decathlon widely supported. Many stadia around the world, the crowd would have half gone for this race. They haven't here. Mass field. And off they go in the final event of the 10 events of the Decathlon, contested eagerly over 2 days. We've seen different athletes rising to the fore in their different events. Remember, the numbers show the order that they are in the competition. And it's Arthur Abele who wants to win this, not just winning the event, but winning it in style by winning the 1500 metres as well. He need only finish way back in the pack to take the gold medal, but that does not appear to be the way that he wants to go. He wants to end in glory by winning the last event, and what a way that would be to go indeed.
Nicholas Kaul there currently at the back of the pack, now moving up slightly because he knows he needs to make up a few more points. Tim Duckworth right second to last there as they go through that finishing line for the first time. Look at the distance Abele has put between himself and the rest of the field. And I love that the Frenchman in second still competing despite not managing to record a mark in that long jump, because we know that athletes don't like this distance. And now Nicholas Kaul there coming up to help Abele, catching up and trying to close that gap. So we've got two Germans there leading the field.
We also saw a shot there of Skurinov, every chance of getting the silver medal here. He wears number 3, so we must keep an eye out for him. Dark vest, long hair, so he's a little bit further back, obviously. As you say, Kaul coming up to Abele, and both of these are the fastest 1500 metres in the lineup. Ruben Gardo, the Frenchman you mentioned, his personal best is 4:20. So those are the class 1500 metre runners. There's Tim Duckworth. Sadly, we knew what was going to happen. He was going to go way back in the standings, and really he had little chance for a medal, even though he came into this event in second place. He's done really well for a youngster. Samuelson now moving into 4th place overall. Skurinov is now well placed. Skurinov is in 8th place rather, at the back of the next group after the first 3. So all going well for him.
And if we look there at Kaul, it almost seems to me as if he's behind Abele along the lines of "I got your back" here, as they are joined by the Frenchman.
Well, they've nothing to fear in terms of medals from the Frenchman, of course, but good to see him contesting and wanting to do as well as he likes.
Almost operating as a bit of a pacer there for Abele.
Well, I'm looking further down the field and I'm keeping an eye on Jock, and I think Kaul has a fighting chance of getting the bronze medal if he carries on like this.
Okay, the gap between Jock and Kaul is 128 points, so that's something like 17 seconds.
Just looking at the way things are going, Kaul is running very well at this stage. 17 seconds, of course, is a lot, but Jock is struggling, without a doubt.
It's Nilsson, incidentally, not Samuelson, the leading Swede here, who now is in 4th place, as Kaul moves past Abele and also comes up onto the shoulder of Gardo. 1 lap to go in the 1500 metres to conclude the decathlon. Shkurinov looks clear in second place as he's 8th overall, and Phil, I know you're keeping a close check on how Jock does.
I think it's about 17 seconds there if I counted, maybe even more.
So
it's close.
Touch and go. Right, well, it doesn't look like Abele is going to win the last race, but it could well be a German victory from Karl. But Abele is on the glory lap. He may not win this race, he may be overtaken by others chasing him, but Abele is on the way to win the gold in the decathlon. Meanwhile, up front, Ruben Gardo, who had the misfortune on the first day, but he's enjoyed himself here. He's come through and competed well in a number of events. He's not going to finish very high up in the decathlon, but he's going to win the final event, the 1500 metres. Gardo crosses the line. Karl, has he done enough to move up even into a medal place? He's in 3rd place. And we're looking for Abele. He's very tired. He's coming across the line. Now Abele has got the gold medal. He finishes just ahead of Shkurinov, who has got the silver medal. And we're going to have to wait to check out exactly what has happened for that bronze medal.
It's very tight indeed. I'm not going to call it. We're just waiting for the official results at the moment. Well, Karl ran 4:23.67, finishing behind Gardo with 4:21.49.
And here comes Tim Duckworth of Great Britain. And is he going to break 5 minutes for the first time? No, not quite. He's just about equalled his personal best there. And he's really done very well indeed. It's a shocking position in some ways to have led the competition for so long and then end up with medals. But Abele now overcome with emotion. What a moment for him after his long history. Standing ovation from this crowd, well deserved.
And he gets the crown from Berlino as the European champion. And what a journey it's been for the German. 6 years of injuries out of 12. There's results from him from way back in 2007. He's had it all, ruptured Achilles and everything. And now he is the European champion, overcome with emotion. 8,431 points confirmed there for the German.
And here it is, gold to Artur Abele at 8,431 points. Silver to Ilya Shkurinov, and the bronze medal to Vitaly Zhuk.
It's been a terrific day's competition. There's, once again, that's a wonderful picture. I'm sure that's going to be on the front pages of all the German newspapers and indeed possibly some of the athletics magazines and websites around the world. That just captures the emotion of these championships. Artur Abele, after so many years of injury-induced disappointment, coming back. And now the traditional gathering of all the decathletes.
That's my favourite tradition in athletics. I think more event groups should do that, especially the field events that spend so much time together, just celebrating each other. Of course, it's always tight during the event and we have tight schedules, but this is just seeing these guys battle it out over the course of 2 days. They're all good friends. They know how tough it is to contest a decathlon, and it's just so nice to see them getting the attention from the crowd they deserve, because they are the kings of athletics, as often referred to.
And quite rightly, playing out around the stadium as the soundtrack to this adulation is David Bowie's Heroes. No greater hero than this man, Artur Abele.
I'm going to start crying in a minute.
König Artur.